Hi everyone, it's Raina. So this video is if your sun is in Libra and your moon is in Leo. This is a combination that is very lively because you're talking about two masculine signs. The air element and the fire element are both masculine, and masculine signs tend to be extroverted, and extroverted people tend to be very expressive, and especially with these two signs, there is a wittiness that Libra has, and there is a very dramatic flair that Leo has as the emotional nature, and they combine in a beautiful way. They harmonize, you could say, because you're talking about compatible elements. And so we have the sun in Libra, and we have to focus on the sun because the sun is really the central theme of our life, because this is what the day we were born, the sign that the sun was in, is of utmost importance in terms of our core personality, our aspirations. It's our aspirational self. So the things that we want to do in this lifetime can be boiled down to the sun. Now, it is refined through some of the other inner planets, and the houses that they're in certainly influence as well. But the sun sign can be like, that's why we say, hey baby, what's your sign? Just knowing somebody's sun sign can give you a big window into who they are. And even if they don't fit like a textbook Libra, a Libra person is ruled by Venus. That's the ruler of Libra, which means that they are very much into harmony in all its facets. So that goes for just their interpersonal relationships. They want to have peace. They don't want to make waves. And this also applies to the aesthetics in their life. They're very conscious of what things look like or what people look like. This is one of the reasons why a Libra person might be quite impressed by a potential partner's appearance to their detriment, because they might be, if somebody's good looking or they're a good dresser, they may overlook some very important things and just focus on, wow, they're really handsome or beautiful. So harmony with aesthetics and things like that. And there will tend to be a flare in this area of artistic temperament, where you will have either like a talent with art, or you just have a strong appreciation for it, because Libra is an air sign. It is highly intelligent, and you are capable of articulating what art and creativity mean. And that can be something that is also very important. So somebody who owns an art gallery might not be an actual artist, or who works in a museum, but they have a very vast knowledge base about these kinds of topics, or teaching at a university. So the moon is our emotional nature. It's how we respond to life. In Leo, this can be overly dramatic. I mean, it can be dramatic, but I say overly because we're talking about the emotions. So it's kind of like gasoline on fire, basically, because your emotions can already be dramatic. You can, I have the moon in not Libra, in Virgo, and it's like I can still bring the drama, although my moon is in the fifth house, and that is Leo's house. So yes, you have to look at the house of the moon, because that will determine things as well. It can subdue the moon, even the moon in Libra. Why did I say Libra? Even the moon in Leo can be subdued if, for instance, it's in the 12th house, or if it's in maybe the 6th house. It can be more work oriented and kind of service focused rather than look at me all the time. So the moon I'm interpreting as the shadow self. And so one of the reasons I decided to do this is because it bothered me that there's the sun in Leo and then there's a moon in Leo. And how do you tell the difference? Like, how will it differ in terms of how people behave? And there's always going to be, with the personal planets, some overlap where you're going to see similar traits, because the sign hasn't changed. It's just the vehicle, or the place where the energy is expressed, the directions it's expressed in. For instance, if Mars is in Leo, the person can act in a way that is very much like a diva, or like they own the place. And it can be very overbearing. It can also, it can have that haughtiness. There might be that tendency to be very demanding and throwing one's weight around and things like that. And that's kind of more of a negative interpretation, of course. But the moon is more of how a person feels about themselves. With the moon in Leo, the person may feel like they need attention almost more than the sun in Leo. And this could really be born out of a past where they were overlooked for some reason. Or conversely, they were the golden child of a narcissist, because the moon can be the mother and the mother can be a Leo. I don't mean literally a Leo. I mean, the mother could act like a Leo. And that could have many different possibilities. What I think of with a person who has the moon in Leo is that their mother may have been like a stage mother, may have been pushing them into all these different types of artistic pursuits, like theater and maybe music and things like that. And I was getting a little bit confused because it's interesting. My mother has the moon, she has Leo, Venus in Leo, but she has the moon in Aries. And I'm wondering if this is kind of like a fire sign thing and not just Leo. I mean, not just about Leo, because I did, she did put me in dance, and I did do theater when I was older, school really, but she had me try out for something when I was very young. But it might have just been that she thought I was interested in that because I was always dancing. So I don't want to make it seem like it's something necessarily bad, because it could be, I know in her case, and she didn't even have the moon in Leo, that she was thinking in terms of, I think she was thinking that was something that I liked and that I might be good at. So you want a parent to kind of pay attention to those things. What I'm talking about is that shadow self, the beauty pageants, and with the sun in Libra, that could be really something. Also, anything to do with you being put in this, like the spotlight, the center of attention. So that's why I say a narcissist, because the shadow side of Leo is narcissism, is arrogant behavior, which a narcissist naturally has. They're better than other people. They're more talented. They're more everything. And so a narcissist, when they have children, will typically pick one to be the golden child, and they will heap all their praise and all of that on that child, and then the rest of the children are treated like chopped liver. So if you were that golden child, you might have suffered from that, because a Libra person wants to be treated fairly. And if they can see that their brothers and sisters are being given the shaft and they're being treated like gold, that's going to bother them. The golden child is maybe favored by the parent, but they're not, they suffer too in one way or the other. And usually the other children will turn on that golden child instead of turning on the parent. They will blame that child because they're jealous that that child is getting more praise than they are. Libra seems to like the law, and if you decided to go into the law, you would probably want to be a hotshot lawyer who has a flair for the dramatic. The moon in Leo is the natural performer, is the ham. And it's very important, even if you're not doing something that is creative, that you have that outlet for yourself, that you're very aware of the need to exercise your creative potential and just the things that you come up with, because that, a person who doesn't do that, who is so highly creative, that can create like neurotic tendencies, because again, with the moon, it's the emotional self-expression, and that you can channel that into artistic pursuits. And if you don't have that avenue to do so, you're going to turn it on yourself, and it's going to be it's not good, So definitely pay attention to that need and try to make that happen. In terms of love, this is highly romantic. I mean, it goes without saying, and it's also highly generous. Libra and Leo like to live large. So I think that this is a good combination for becoming successful in life, at least on the material level, because you have strong desires in that direction. You want nice things, and so you're motivated to go after them. And as a result, you can attract them into your reality. And likewise, you want to provide this for other people in your life, not just a significant other. This could be many different types of relationships in your life. Maybe you're the one who always picks up the check when you go out to dinner. But in any case, I don't know though, because Libra does tend to have an obsession with fairness and tit for tat, just coming from the perspective of there should be balance. So maybe that's not entirely correct, but I could see in love, if other factors support it, that you might have a tendency to really want to shower your the love of your life with gifts or just fancy dinners and things like that. And so you have to be careful, especially since you have that kind of what was I going to say, softness or vulnerability. There's another word that I'm looking for when it comes to beauty. And Leo, I think of as one of the lustier signs, so that can also creep into it, where you are smitten by somebody because you're physically attracted to them, and you give away, you open your wallet and say, take everything I have in here, because you just want to do anything for that person. And that can open you up to being exploited, being used for your money. And you might be very easily flattered, and they know that, and they know exactly how to work you. So keep an eye out for those types of parasitical relationships, because you may wake up one day and say, what the heck is going on here? This relationship ain't cutting it. But it's like there's this other side to it that you are very passionate about, but it's more superficial. But I just think this is a very entertaining combination. You're probably great at parties. You have, great social skills. When I say social skills, that sounds so dry, but I mean you're just very amusing, a great dinner guest, and things like that. So anyway, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.